First things first, let's get some light in here. And number two, just a warning, I just had a lot of coffee, so this could either be one of my greatest videos or all over the place. Stay tuned. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the channel. It is me, Tundra Dude 34, aka Mark. Today, I want to help you in something that's been obviously bothering you for a while, because I get the question a lot. I've actually saved this video for today. The last week I've been getting a lot of questions, pretty much all circles around, is the Magnuson Supercharger worth it? Okay, and that is a very tough question, but I'm going to do my best to explain everything I can from my situation, and then you can take it, run with it, and see if the information works for you. So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, for me, yes, the Supercharger was worth it. But here's why it was worth it. Number one, I have a YouTube channel with all my Tundra people, you guys, on it, and you want answers. Number two, there really isn't a lot of channels out there that give you answers on a Supercharger. Sure, you can go on YouTube and you could see, you know, these crazy expensive, you know, Baja running race trucks with the Magnuson. You could see Magnuson Superchargers running down, you know, the quarter mile, doing 0 to 60 and all that stuff. But what you won't see is what I'm trying to do for you. And that is day-to-day, daily driving a Magnuson Supercharger, long-term reviewing of it to see if it's actually worth it. There is a lot of risk, at least for me, because I didn't have a lot of knowledge on it other than the stuff that we just talked about. So my issue was, what is it going to do to my engine? What is it going to do to my warranty? Is it worth the amount of money you have to spend on it? Because it is not cheap. We will go over that before this video is over. But overall, is there enjoyment in it? Will the honeymoon phase wear off, where at the beginning I love it and then I'm just like, whatever? Is it going to be annoyingly loud? There's so many questions that come with this. So I'm going to do my best to try to make you feel at ease with it, and then you can take it from there. And in the comments below, let me know if a Magnuson Supercharger is something you would like in your future. I will tell you this right away. They came out with the TRD Supercharger for the 07 Tundra. That's when Superchargers for Tundras started, okay? And obviously this is not a TRD Supercharger, but it's a Magnuson Supercharger. Pretty much the same thing without the TRD logo on it. I've always wanted one, but I could never justify the amount of money it costs. So again, that's why the YouTube channel, I did it for you guys. It felt like it was more of an investment than just spending a ton of money. Now the price of the Supercharger, this is some rough numbers. I don't have any paperwork today or anything, but the price of the Supercharger, you're looking at around 7 grand, high 6s to 7 grand. And then if you find a good shop that'll help you out, you're looking for about $1,500 for install. So you're talking between $800 and $8,500 for a car part. That's up to you. If you want to spend that money, that's up to you. I'll be very honest with you, without the YouTube channel and without your support, I don't think I'd be able to do it. It wouldn't be something, don't get me wrong, I wanted one since 07. I've totally wanted one, but I can never justify it. Now I can with the YouTube channel, again, because I want to help you guys in determining if you want it for your daily driver long-term use. If you plan to keep your Tundra for a long time, this may be something great, because it really does change the engine. I absolutely love the Supercharger. There's no way around it. I'm in the middle of a trip right now, not at home, but I'm doing like a fuel mileage run with it. So we're going to do a long-term fuel mileage run. Tomorrow you'll see that video. But just driving it here, when I needed the power, it was there. It's an amazing passing gear, we'll call it. So like I was behind a truck and I needed to get around a truck, but there was a line of traffic coming, swung out into the lane and just hit the pedal and took off. You know, it's crazy. And then you hear the whine. But when I was driving on the highway, it wasn't like I was hearing the whine or a whistle the whole time. It's almost like it's not even there until you want it to be, which that could either be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are and what you like. Me, I love engine noise, okay? And I'm not talking about, you know, rattling and knocking, but I love hearing the intake. I love hearing the Supercharger. I love hearing that 5.7 liter I-Force V8. I love sound, all right? You know, the exhaust and everything. I don't want to be annoyed. There's a little bit of drone that comes off the exhaust when you're on the highway, but it's nothing crazy, you know? But some people don't want drone. They don't want sound, quiet vehicle. This probably won't be the part for you. But overall on the highway, when we were going 70 to 75 miles an hour, you could barely hear the thing. If I had to slow down and get back up to speed, that is where you will hear your Supercharger whine. If I got hard on the gas pedal, that is where you'll hear the supercharger whine. If it has to drop a gear, same thing. That's when you hear it. If you're stopped and then you're getting back up to speed, you hear it. You guys see my videos every day. You know that when the camera is up on the windshield like it is now, either here or over there a little bit, you can hear the supercharger when I'm going through the gears. Now, at first, I didn't hear a lot of sound at all, but as the supercharger breaks in, it gets a little louder. So we will continue to update on the sounds it makes, but I'm starting to love it because it's making more sound. But overall, I do love the supercharger, and it's very hard to answer that question, is the supercharger worth it? Because everybody's in a different situation. But for me, it changes the truck dramatically. This is a big, heavy Platinum Crew Max. You know, we got a little bit bigger, not so roadworthy tire on here. You know, we got an off-road suspension, so the supercharger makes it feel like it's a sports car as far as speed goes. It doesn't feel like it's holding back at all. It feels like the truck wants to get up and go. Without the supercharger, and this is another thing I want to touch on real quick. If you're new to Tundra, if you just got a Tundra or you're about to get a Tundra, don't get a supercharger right away. Excuse me. Get your Tundra, drive the 5.7 liter, run with that for a little while. See if that's enough for you, because the 5.7 liter is a fun engine. It's a fun engine. Some people buy the truck and get a supercharger installed right away. I don't think you should do that. Run with the 5.7 liter. If it's enough engine for you, guess what? You just saved $8,500. And enjoy it. Put a cold air intake on it, get your exhaust going. They even make tuners for your stock engine. You could do that. There are ways around from not spending supercharger money. But if you're a long-time Tundra owner, like me, I've had 5, and you know, you've been doing the 5.7 for a while, and you've done your intakes and all that, and you want to upgrade it and change it up a little bit, go for it. So far, so good for me. I've owned it now 4 months. I'm only 4 months into my ownership, but I love it. No problems, and this was my issue. At first, when I was getting it, I didn't know what I was getting. Now, obviously, I knew I was getting a supercharger, but I didn't know if I'd be dealing with check engine lights all the time. I didn't know if it would hurt the reliability of the motor, which so far so good. You know, knock on leather, knock on sunroof, all is good so far. But again, it's only 4 months, but that is what this channel is about. I will keep you updated. If, say, in a year you want to buy a supercharger, now's the time to watch these videos, because I'm always going to do updates on the supercharger to tell you if it's worth it. As soon as I got the supercharger, I had a check engine light almost right away. I'm not going to hide stuff from you. I'm going to report it because I want you to know what it's like to have the supercharger every day. And by the way, it was just a wiring harness that needed to be connected again, so nothing crazy. But when, you know, I did one of those WebMD things when, you know, you got a little itch on your hand and then you look it up and it says, well, you're going to die, stage 4 cancer. You know, it was one of those things where I saw the check engine light and I put my diagnostic tool on it and it said, you know, secondary air pump, whatever. So I thought the whole thing was failing. But it turned out to just be a wiring harness. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff I'm going to report to you. But for me, I think the supercharger is absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. When I first got this Platinum, I just felt that the truck, it felt heavy. It felt really heavy, a little sluggish compared to the double cab. To me, the double cab felt night and day different. But yeah, this felt a little heavy. And with the supercharger, this thing is springy, man. Like, it always wants to go whenever I want it. I haven't had a sluggish feeling from this truck at all since the supercharger install. Would I do a supercharger install again? So far, so good, I would. Yes, I would. I mean, I don't really want to pay another $8,500, so we got to hold on to this truck for a while. That's why we're going to keep this truck. No matter what we do next, I have some ideas. You guys know I'm always thinking. You're always part of it. I tell you everything. But this truck's going to be around for a long time on this channel because I want to see how these parts last after a while. I'm doing something here that, again, one of my issues was, as a consumer, I was never seeing enough of it on YouTube or any write-ups or anything. There's not enough long-term use of these products. We see the products we like, we ooh and ah, and we buy it. But you never see how the part's going to break down after a few years. And that is what this is all about. And that is what brings us back to the question, is a supercharger worth it? There you have it. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to continue to work with the supercharger, see what I like, see what I dislike about it. Does it turn on the traction control every 5 minutes? The answer to that so far is no. But if I come around a corner and hit the pedal pretty good, traction control will come on. That wasn't happening at first. That's happening a lot more now. So that's the kind of things I'm going to report to you from here on out. But again, I want to hear what you guys got to say. If you have any questions whatsoever, hit me up below the video. Thank you for being here for my coffee rant. This is the kind of video you get when I just had 2 cups of really strong coffee. But I want to help you guys, and I want to answer all your questions. But overall, I am totally happy. I think the Supercharger is totally worth it. It is a beast. It is a lot of fun. But it all comes down to you, your wants, your needs, and your wallet. So if you can't afford it, live through me. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. As always, Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34. Comment below the video. I want to hear what you think. This is a big one. We got all Saturday to talk about this, so I want to hear what you think. And don't forget, I also want to feature your truck. So TundraDude34@gmail.com. Send me pictures of your truck. Send me the upgrades to your truck. Send me the trim, the gear. Send me your social media names you want me to tell people. Everything you want me to say in the video, send it, and I will do that for you. Guys, have a great Saturday. I will talk to you soon, and thank you for watching.